I'm selling pussy. Ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy. Ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy. I'm selling pussy. I'm selling pussy. Ain't got a real hoe. They say I do too much. I'm doing enough. They say I make their head hurt. You don't hurt enough. They say I'm putting on. I say I'm taking off. Ain't got a real. I fuck your balls. Face down, ass up, and that's the move. I'm doing what he like, okay, cool. I'm going hard, I never ran from a bitch hoe. Dumb hard and I never suck a dick though. He say he got a girlfriend and he respect the bitch. Long as a nigga cut the check, I respect the shit. I do. Ruger 9 in the Louis shit, I don't play. I heard the nigga getting money, I want to say. Well, he got pound fair, and you got brick fair. Well, shit, I'm selling pussy, so who got click fair? He got it in my seat, so don't sit there. That's my nigga, I let him get there. But you can scrap it up for a little check. Fuck your girlfriend with much disrespect. If she was all that, then you wouldn't be cheating. If my pussy wasn't good, then you would be eating. I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe.
They say I'm
selling pussy,
they say I'm
selling pussy.
I'm doing well.
I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. They say I do too much.
I don't do enough. They say I make their head hurt. Bitch, you don't hurt enough.
Say I'm putting on. I say I'm taking off. Ain't got a real. I fuck your balls.
I'm a rapper, I ain't got a rap, I'm selling pussy. Now get your cash up, nigga, while you out here doing it. Pussy good, stay wet, got you selling juicy. Got your head fucked up, now you selling loosey. Now you bitch mad, but I don't blame her though. She sees some bad ass bitches, she's a jealous hoe. But I shall cut the check, she can get it too. Pussy sweat, and she thirsty, making cash. Okay, you can do it out. For my house up, they say I do too much. Hey, whatever, you better ask about it, cause you can take it too. That's the extra fee, I'm screaming revenue. I bet you tell a friend, cause he can get it too. Don't get that cash right, I'll fuck the smash crew. Well, I'll fuck the smash crew. Don't get that cash right, I even fuck your daddy too.
I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy, I'm selling pussy, I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. They say I do too much, I'm doing enough.
Y'all, they say I make their head hurt. You don't hurt enough.
They say I'm putting on. I say I'm taking off. Ain't got a real. I fuck your balls.
I'm a boss bitch. I got it and I'm freaky too. If the price is right, yeah, then I'll come on you. I will. The way I'm flashing through your city, I thought you fucking knew. I'm fucking bosses, CEOs, and they misses too. I don't discriminate. Cash is the motor, true. Yeah, I'm the check. I can't wait to get next to you. I can't 30 bands on me. Yeah, I brought my check in here. Man, since I'm fucking security, I brought my check in here. Pussy selling, so I'm out here grinding, nigga. Hey, what you weighing? Put a zero behind it. I weigh it up. If you ain't doing that, then you don't do enough. Okay, if you pay more than that mean you pay too much. Got drug dealing, ain't that is overrated too. My pussy hit hard and crack in the 80s, boo. I'm selling pussy, boo. I ain't got a rap. My trap doing numbers. It's a pussy trap.
I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. I'm selling pussy, I'm selling pussy, I'm selling pussy, ain't got a real hoe. They say I do too much, I'm doing enough. They say I make their head hurt, you don't hurt enough. They say I'm putting on, I say I'm taking off. Ain't got a real, I put your balls.
What's going on, Conscious crew? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Girl, I know I kept delaying the last few lives I had scheduled because I think that Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez commentary like fucked up my sleep pattern. So a bitch been in a coma for the past 2 days. The spirit been willing, but the body said, hell to the no, to the no, no, baby. Okay. Now, we got some things to get into, girl. I got my handy dandy, wonderful co-host, Reckless Logic. Welcome to the motherfucking platform, here to give a nasty piece of review, girl, over this Armon Wiggins and Christopher, or Milan Christopher. What's his name? It's Milan Christopher, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, interview. So, girl, we're going to be getting into all of them things, honey. Depending on when we wrap up tonight, I might be back, honey. I might be back, girl. Okay, with a back-to-back situation, girl, on my Drake shit. Somebody's asking me about Hood Chronicles, girl. I haven't had time to nosedive into drama because I've been so focused on my content, and I've been so focused on getting shit ready for these projects that I got going on, girl. So I haven't had time to keep my head to the streets and see what's going on. But I may try to bring y'all a Hood Chronicles video next week, maybe. But it's a lot going on, girl. I got family flying in. Y'all know it's about to be Memorial Weekend, girl, and a bitch gonna be flying out of the country, girl. So, you know, it's a lot going on. Nonetheless, girl, let's get into this here commentary. Once again, girl, we're going to be talking about Milan Christopher's 2-hour interview with blogger Armon Wiggins, girl. Very interesting 2 hours. Christopher gave a lot of backstory to what's going on the Bad Boys LA, girl. He said some interesting things that I'm going to bring up in another update video that got to do with Carry On as a separate standalone commentary. But we're going to be getting into some of those things here tonight as well. So before we go any further, before we deep dive, girl, before we head first off into the pussy tonight, I need you guys to definitely give me a nasty piece of thumbs up. You guys have been doing so amazing with thumbing up the video. You guys know that thumbing up helps with YouTube's algorithm. It helps these whores to do their YouTube job and to recommend the platform and the channel and the content to other YouTube patrons so that they can know that we are kinging over here in Conscious Crew Nation, bitch. So please make sure that you guys thumbs up this video. If you don't do it in the beginning, do it in the middle. And certainly don't forget to do it on your way out the motherfucking door. And of course, replay gang, make sure that you guys do the same, thumbing up, okay? If you love your favorite content creator, this is one of the best things you can do for them, is thumbing up. This helps with engagement. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because if I like it, you're absolutely going to love it here. And everybody needs to make sure that they have their notification bell set to all, because you never know what day or hour the king shall be kinging, okay? With no further ado, of course, share. Reckless, how are you doing today on this here wonderful Friday? You just relocated. Don't give your location away. You're in a secret, undisclosed Area 51 location, but you are a committed content creator, girl. You've been on the road for 24 hours. Got home, breastfeed the babies, and still jumped on to give content of a lifetime.
Girl, oh,
you deserve the world and more.
Just about, girl. But I will say that I actually feel good. You know, when I was driving, you know, traveling and shit, I had to hit a couple of rest stops, catch a few Z's, bitch.
I'm so glad that you also took my advice when we was live night before last, because you know you was having the bubble guts, and I told you to take your fist and shove it up your ass and collapse your guts, and you would feel better. And you actually fisted the hell out of yourself in the bathroom and felt much better after that session. Would you recommend that remedy to anybody else who doesn't have Pepto-Bismol available to them but got an old handy fist right here to the right of them?
Well, the thing is that I probably would recommend that if I knew that that particular method was actually effective. I wouldn't know that because that's not what I had to do. But okay, that's nice.
Got it. Well, are you ready for this here commentary? Because you watched this interview how long ago? You think your mind gonna be refreshed, girl?
I'm pretty sure my mind gonna be refreshed, and plus, I'm pretty sure once we start getting to the conversations, these comments start going, it's gonna unlock what the hell I probably felt the first time I seen this BS. Because I was like, "Girl."
Okay. All right. Well, before we go further, let me shout out everybody in the chat. Hey Jessica, hey Oz, hey Miss Barbara, hey Roy, hey everybody. I can't see all of y'all, but welcome everyone in the chat. I will be dropping the link. Maybe you guys want to jump in, girl, and give some thoughts yourself. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on these days.
Plus, on top of that, I'm trying to work on my memory, so where I don't have to write down 1,001 notes.
Okay.
I'm trying to do more on the dome, off the dome. So we're gonna see.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's get it, girl. With no further ado, let's do it.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just sharing this out to my patrons, y'all. Somebody asked me about pictures and shit. I have a slew of beautiful art that I'm presenting to you guys. I got a photo shoot coming up, and it's literally for the sake of like just publicity stills, publicity shots for my social medias. They're going to be really epic, so I will be gracing you guys with some new imagery, girl, because I know you guys be living, girl, for the old nasty piece of visual, child. Y'all know what we get into here, child. We give you commentary, entertainment, information, transformative spirituality, girl. We give you fashions, look, hair. I mean, girl, we're just an all-purpose stop shop here, okay? And I'm just sharing this out to my patrons real quick, you guys. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, please, while you're in the building. Okay, send this out. There it is. And I also want to shout out all of my contributors, Cash Appers, and PayPalers. God bless you all. You guys are amazing and wonderful. Okay, what's going on? Girl, okay. So, girl, I'm going to the Dominican Republic, girl. So there's like getting all them travel affairs together, girl. But
yeah, come on,
okay.
Dominican.
So so first of all, let's get into some of the like positive and things before we get into like the messiness of it all. First of all, I want to say that Armon did a stellar job with this interview. I really enjoyed the interview, girl. I thought it was a very perfect balance between professionalism and kind of like also being true to your own authentic responses to what you think is bullshit. Like you could tell when Armon was like, girl, you really let your homegirl get her wig peeled back like that, girl, and didn't do nothing. And when Christopher was like, girl, you know, that's supposed to be a TV fight, girl, not a prison melee. That's supposed to be a Zeus Network sponsored altercation, girl. My homegirl wasn't supposed to get hit by a semi-truck. Damn near be on a respirator by the time the altercation was over, girl. That was not supposed to be the Plizzan, honey. So I love that Armon was he gave enough like
pushback.
Bitch, what? Yeah, and enough kind of like he challenged Milan on some things, etc. And but also kept it so that it wasn't interfering with the flow. How did you feel about his conduct?
I lived for it only because it was like you could tell they were cool at least for the interview purposes, but however you could tell they really wasn't really messing with each other like that. So it allowed which made it really cool because Armon was shady. He was being shady during the interview and stuff. And since I feel like, yeah, even though he is the interviewer, since I feel like he doesn't at the time, even though they did make up or at least become cordial within the interview, since at the time I feel like he doesn't really like Milan like that, so it was gonna be natural for him to give pushback. And on top of that, since he doesn't really like Milan like that, I think it'd be much easier for him to ask the questions that people really want to know. Like, girl, let's be honest, your friend got beat up. No, my friend didn't get beat up, Milan. So I think it really was a good thing. I liked it. It was interesting.
You know what? It made me realize I wish more celebrities and influencers and anybody who needs to be interviewed. I wish public figures would interview with more non-biased influencers, because that's what I appreciated about the style of the interview. Is it could be challenging. He was able to ask the hard questions. He was able to give pushback, and these make for really dynamic exchanges, especially when you get into the rooted and the tootie of shit. And I appreciate Milan being here for it as well. You know, he didn't run, he didn't sway, he didn't fold. You know, his jury didn't turn the mold, girl. You know, he was here for the backwards and forwardsness of it all. Now, I also thought it was real cute how Armon kind of got a dose of his own medicine, because Christopher Milan got to be Armon. Milan Christopher got to be Armon, and he Armon Wiggins, in terms of Armon definitely has this thing where I think he feels like people, like his peers, his social media peers, his content creating peers don't like him just because they have maybe a certain attitude or opinion about whatever's going on. And here it was, Milan Christopher was grilling Armon ass. Like, girl, you called me out about this. You said this. And all Armon could do was fucking smile. And smile. And like, girl, we good, girl. And I was like, Armon, now you know how it feels to be Armon, bitch. So
it was natural pushback, like amongst each other. They was like, because like they was being cordial for the purpose of the interview, but since they both had issues, they were going to address it.
That, though, they also had came together to talk about their issues and get past them so they could be friends. Yes. So they actually worked out their shit.
I don't know if they're friends, me personally, but they're cool.
I mean, but they have each other's numbers and they can text. And Christopher, you know, like I told him, you know, if you need my help with anything, boom, 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 boom. Like he said, I'll call you after the interview. Like, they good. I mean, I don't know about friends, but they're good. They wasn't good prior. Now they're good.
And Armon talked about his BBL throughout.
You said what?
I said, and Armon talked about Christopher Milan's BBL, alleged BBL throughout the interview.
So here's the problem, right? If I ever get on TV and I'm working out some things right now, but I wonder, do you think that my ass is going to become like just as famous as a Milan's girl? Like, because I can't even sag my pants at this point. Do you think that my ass gonna come just as
girl? You don't take that off the screen, please.
Why,
girl? What?
I'm selling pussy. I ain't got a rap.
Oh my gosh, Jesus!
But if I'm toting all this around, girl, if I'm toting all of what my mama gave me around, girl, all up and through a house, girl, it's gonna be a prison. I'm gonna have to fight for my virginity every day.
Oh God, girl!
Every day, girl. I'm gonna have to dress like I'm living with Amish folk and shit, girl. I can't. These why these niggas can't get up off me. This gonna be a problem, girl. And then on TV.
Wait, so that's the reason why that man was trying to make you look up, and you know you was texting back and forth. You talking about that time?
Yeah, I don't know what time you talking about, but I'm just saying like, this ass is gonna be a whole motherfucking problem, girl. And this was some content I was doing. I was doing a hair tutorial video, and I had got up and went and got my curling wand. And when I had came back, I had this good old nasty screenshot. I'm like, girl, what? Why God gave me all this?
This bitch.
All this junk up in my trunk like this. I'm just saying, girl, I might have to get a mold done and start selling, you know, some prosthetic assholes and everything, like Miss Milan had done did too, y'all. I'm just saying, girl. Now, also what I love is I love that they got to work out their bullshit. I don't think we see enough sound-minded, healthy conflict resolution out here on these streets. I just don't think we see enough of it, girl. So, because I feel like I'd be the only bitch out here trying to Iyanla shit up. So to actually see some healing and some reconciliation, and to see people being able to come forward and talk about their shit and come to an understanding, girl, that was real cute. Like, that appealed to the healer in me. Would you say that these streets need a bit more of that, girl? That we need a balance of, like, because, you know, I've been saying for the longest, even with the Tasha K, Cardi B situation, I felt like at this point, media and celebrities might as well be friends because they both work in tandem with one another. So it's no point in celebrities being estranged from media, from bloggers, from journalists, from etc. I feel like if there was more relationship and association, some of these celebrities wouldn't feel the way they feel, or there could even be more balance to the way that commentators commentate on pop culture and celebrity shit. What you think about that?
No, give him hell. Give him hell.
What I mean?
Forget all that peaceful coming to peace and all that other stuff. Give him hell. Slap. If it's Mercury retrograde. So with that being said, sometimes you are that karma. Forget trying to make up, go and stump that hoe out. Forget trying to make up, slap that bad boy across the street. Forget trying to make up, go and drag that hoe. I'm just playing, y'all. But yeah, I really do believe
it's literally one healer to every 150 ratchet bitches. Like reckless.
No,
God only assigned one of us to a state, girl.
Okay, so I am gonna be for real. Yes, there should be more of a balance, only because simple fact of that's the reason why I think a lot of times too people always talk about social media being toxic and all the different types of things because there is an oversaturation of the negative, or at least the publication of the negative and stuff. But however, there are cases where people do work things out, and plus on top of that, typically when people work things out, it's usually behind the scenes. I don't think we get a lot of times where people work things out in front of the camera. I think a lot of times people work things out behind the scenes, which is the reason why people say, I don't want to talk to you about this on here. Let's do it behind the scenes, because they don't want the ongoing views and opinions. Makes things worse. So
got it. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. I don't like all that making up behind the scenes shit. If we fall out in public, make up in fucking public. If you get the crime publicly, be the resolution publicly.
Exactly.
Did you feel like Armon and Christopher were flirting? Some people got a flirty energy between them. Did you get a flirty energy?
I got a little bit, but I don't think like flirty as in like they're gonna have sex and all like that. I just got a flirt as in, oh, okay, it was like a slight flirt. Slight. It was slight. Because he was talking about his BBL throughout the whole time. Like, because like I didn't get like
feel about him saying that he ain't got nail ass shot. He ain't never got no type of asshole medicine, girl. He ain't never took no booty cheek pill. His shit is all natural. He been big and juicy his whole life, and people gotta remember that he hits the gym every day. That's why his shit is fat and stacked like mine is.
I'm kind of like 50-50 with that, honestly. Because the thing is, it's like I have seen people who have like they have bodies on them, but at the same time, a part of me, something deep within is telling me that he lying. Like I don't know what it is. It's underlined as like like you had probably some type of enhancement. Because it's
Why
like
do you think you had an enhancement?
I don't know. Something in me is saying I don't know. I could be biased. I don't know, but something in me just like that.
Because I couldn't imagine God giving him all of those like muscular genetics just to leave him flat-assed in the back. It would be like, I mean, it has happened, but it don't seem likely to have happened.
No, don't get me wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. I believe he always had he always has an ass on him. I do believe that, but I do believe he probably had a little bit of enhancement because even when we seen him in the scene when he was with Dylan, it was like his legs didn't match. I was like, girl, what? But I don't know. I really don't know. Like, so I like, even though I be calling him BBL and stuff, but I really do not know. I really do not know. But I think he had bit of enhancement, but I do believe that since he was working out and stuff.
To Moesha's point, girl, she did say that Gutta said he didn't see not one push up the whole time in the house, but them hoes are open enemies right now. So if that are these beer muscles, girl? Are they steroid muscles, girl? Allegedly, girl. What's T?
I do not know.
You know, the gays work out. Like, if it's anything that gay men do, is typically like we up on our bodies. Like we work out. We very much so into aesthetics and all of that. So it wouldn't be far fetched. I mean, I've seen fatter and firmer asses, hell, mine's than Milan. So
this bitch.
I'm just saying it happens. Now I get.
Hold up. No, hold up, because I thought about it. So I don't know which one of you Well, hold up, because now I'm pretty sure there's not a conscious member. But if you are, let me just get you together real quick. I remember.
Who?
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember because I just thought about it from the last episode. I remember when me and Naka was up here talking about that Christopher Milan he weigh a certain like he does not look like he weighed that much. And then in this episode, he talking about he weighed 170, and someone was in the motherfucking comments trying to gather us, talking about he weighed X, Y, and Z. He's like this tall. Girl, y'all better, bitch. I'm like, I know I'm not going crazy. That boy do not look like he weighed that much. But okay, I digress.
Oh my God. Would you ever get ass shots? Like, would you ever get work done on your ass? Like, do you think that the big ass movement is like overrated? Or do you like the big ass movement?
I like the big ass movement. It's just that my thing is I have no. What are you talking about for me personally?
And just in general, like for you personally, and just how you feel about the movement in general, like the fat ass.
In general, I like it. It's just that my thing is always make sure you're doing your research and make sure everything is safe. I have no problem, but at the same time, make sure you're doing it for you. That's the thing about it. So if it makes your self-esteem go up, if you feel like this is that, then third, do it for you. And make sure that it's safe. Please do your research. Now, for me personally, I don't have to do that because I've always been naturally shaped, so I wouldn't have to do it. For me, all I have to do is work out and stuff, and that's how I always kept my shape personally. So I wasn't one of the. I've always been naturally like a. I want to say like a. Compared to my other cousins, they had more of the skinnier athletic build. I had more of the thick athletic build and stuff. So.
Tina says, baby, the diaper butt movement is over. Okay, give it up.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, you know, I like my whole thing with movements and fads is that like it always becomes a one over the other type of thing, and then that creates like the superficial imbalance because then we start propping one thing up over the other. So I don't mind the more voluptuous body type being something that's glorified. I just hate that we live in a culture that chooses one over the other. Like skinny people can't go out of style just because it's also sexy to have a cup that overfloweth.
Come on, overflow.
You know, I just because now because of the fat ass movement. You got these girls and these strippers and sex workers and just everyday women holding off to these back alleys, to these basements, getting fix a flat, fix a pump, getting hairspray pumped into their motherfucking cheeks and shit, and then
oh my gosh,
their legs and shit start falling off, child dying. K. Michelle has a whole show, on network television right now around body dysmorphia and cosmetic surgery and kind of confronting, those variables that push people to alter themselves in ways that are very fucking dangerous and that can be very life altering. And I'd be looking at some of these people and I'd be like, damn, like you fucked up your whole shit. Like fucked up your whole shit. Now you got some really be insecure about. Like now you got some. Before you was just you was fine, but now because you tried to go for the gusto, and now surgery didn't end up correct, or the things in your body are now creating health issues. Now you got some shit to wrestle with. It's fucked up. It's
well, to be completely, like, I'm gonna be honest. To be completely honest. Like, no matter what route that you take, you're gonna have your challenges, and that even goes for like the fitness route. I think another thing too that people don't realize, which is crazy. Well, not really crazy, but it kind of hits them once they actually get into it. The hardest part is not even working out; it's eating right. Like that is hard. Like that's really hard for a lot of people. And like people usually don't think about it, like I guess that much until they actually in it and they feel that hunger, that urge to eat that piece of chocolate cake, cookies, pies, and
because
cheeseburgers. So
that hangriness will make you go postal.
Girl, because them Debbie cakes and all the different types of other things. I'm on a
diet right now, girl, and I want to slap. I want to backhand everybody's mama.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I really don't do diets. I do like 80-20 flexible eating. So it's like it's more maintainable for me personally. So some people can do that strict. Girl, I'm sorry. I'm gonna eat my Debbie cakes, bitch. I'm sorry.
That's what I mean by diet, girl. Like I done cut certain shit out of my eating repertoire. Okay. And girl, them cravings make me want to backhand everybody's motherfucking mammy. Period. Like, girl, I be in here looking like Celie from The Color Purple, like clinging to the cross when them cravings be coming on, girl. I ain't even got time to be angry at what's going on in the world, girl, because I'm so fucking angry at not being able to eat a little Debbie.
And plus, this also goes to the beauty standards that's put on women and also put on, I'm gonna say, gay men as well too. So, that whole thing that goes along with that.
Right. Well, that's what I do appreciate about Bad Boys is we see all types of sexy, all types of masculinity and femininity. It was a great pot of diversity. You know, going from Christopher to Gutta, from Gutta to Carry On to Moolah. Great combination of things. So Milan said in the interview, girl, that he never, ever got no air shots. It seemed like most people don't believe that. They believe that he done got some type of work done, which is fine. It is what the fuck it is. But maybe he getting his Khloe Kardashian on, girl. You know, she ain't want to admit for a long time either.
I don't know, because I've seen like on his Twitter and stuff when he be like, he actually recently promoted his OnlyFans. It didn't look like crazy, so I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Like I don't know.
It's either or. Yeah. But you know, maybe he does get maintenance. Like I get a gel scope things and shit to keep my shit plush and everything. So I don't know if it's fully cosmetic or whether he just, you know, has certain procedures done to keep everything
right and tight.
Yeah, right and tight. Okay. Yeah, now, speaking of his ass, girl, something that came out in the interview was his sex tape. He said that he had a sex tape leaked in the early 2000s when he wasn't a nobody. Yeah. But that sex tape had led to
his dildos.
Developing sex toys and a sex line and trying to be the gay version of Candy Burris and everything. I kind of liked how he flipped that shit. You know, like turn the negative into a positive. That's what you got to do. Like on his type shit. What would be your response if a sex tape leaked of you like gobbling down a dick?
Honestly, I don't think, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think sometimes, well, then again, I don't know. People probably wouldn't be shocked only because anything that I do, I own it. So I will own it. Like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that happened. But like, I probably wouldn't really care for real.
If your throat is owning it to that degree.
See this bitch here. But my thing is like I know, like I probably will own it. I'm not gonna lie, because at the end of the day, if you own it, they can't get you on it. That's the thing about it.
But you don't
And
think that you would be embarrassed for the world to see slob and saliva just bleeding out your eyeballs and shit from you deep throating this piece of trade up against the goddamn Walgreens bathroom wall? Like, you don't think like you would just feel away, girl, about
I probably would feel away, but the thing about me, I got a slick ass mouth at the same time. Like, so my thing is, I don't give a fuck if you're a pastor or
well,
not.
we know what that mouth
Don't
would
come
do.
up to me. Don't come up to me trying to tell me about a video that you seen. If you the pastor, you supposed to bypass it. Don't watch it. Don't watch that Sodom and Gomorrah type of stuff. You don't come and try to tell me about nothing. It's called life. It happened. And also go to a couple of girls, especially when it was the whole thing of everybody getting exposed. When that was a big giant thing, pipe down, sis. Just saying.
How would you feel about your parents, like your cousins, everybody uses the internet, girl? Like, how would you feel about the potential of people you know coming across and seeing you in your most devastating yet professional stance, which is on your knees?
Yeah, because I love to pray. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's like,
how would you have that conversation if your cousins was like, yo, I saw you on your knees in Belize, girl. I saw you on your back in Iraq. Like,
that's the thing. Like, when it comes down to like cousins, like, bitch, don't question me. Like, I don't like that. Do not question me.
Okay, we're talking about the hypothetical of they're questioning you. The people around you are letting you know that they done seen this situation. How would you have that conversation with your people?
I let them know what happened, or that's the thing. Like, I'll let them know what happened, but like when it comes to all that, why would you, bitch? Not too much. So I'll let them know what happened. Yeah, like I have no choice but to own it, especially if my face in it. I have no choice but to own it. And plus, and keep in mind too, I'm suing the fuck out of people. Bitch, we finna get a corn about you.
Girl, like you better call Miss Kris Jenner, girl, and make it do what it do, honey.
Girl, I'm finna sue you so decent, bitch. And the thing about it too is that,
not a lawsuit, girl. You need a distribution deal, girl.
Oh my god, no!
You need a fucking lawsuit, girl. You'll get more coin out of going to Kim K way.
Well, shit, I might start an OnlyFans. That might be a way, because I might start an OnlyFans if that's the case.
It's so weird though, like the whole like leaking a sex tape. I mean, just knowing that there's footage of your ass clapping in the world, like that's just weird. Because when you was fucking, like you wasn't fucking in front of the world, like you was doing things that you would have imagined would be seen and bear witness to.
I don't know.
Like, potential millions of people. That's just a very bizarre circumstance.
I think the whole thing, I'll be mad. Well, keep in mind the whole owning it and stuff that's happening after the point. But I think initially I'm gonna be mad and embarrassed because I was vulnerable at that time. And typically, when I usually get vulnerable with people, like almost like even people that I hook up with or mess around with or whatever, I'm like it's some sense of trust in a sense to where we even get that far. Because a lot of people they be like, oh yeah, take your ass on that way or something like that. But yeah, anger and embarrassment, I probably would. But then after some point, the logical side of me may kick in, as in, okay, we know what the problem is. What's the answer? What's the solution? Bitch, own it. Bitch, own it. Make an OnlyFans if you really want to make a coin and monetize off it. I don't know, but I really wouldn't know, honestly.
Well, it's still they're still putting together laws to deal with that. So right now, it's still fair game if that happens to you. There's not a lot of legislation in place
for what
people for like revenge. But they call it a revenge porn and all of that shit. Because Tierra Marie tried to penalize 50 Cent for reposting her shit, and he ended up countersuing her and winning. Now she owes him like $50,000, $70,000.
Wait, well, you know what you do? You
And
take the
she
Cardi
barely,
B.
and she barely done slid him a goddamn pack of Newports on that page. On that
But,
page.
but you know what you do? You take the Cardi B route. It's the same thing when you have those type of routes. You don't go for the revenge porn or whatever only because you know it's not a lot of legislation. You go for the emotional trauma and stress. Bitch, I'm getting a therapist. I'm getting everything. I'm finna play this out, bitch. Like, oh my god, I had ideations and all the different types of things. What? Who? Girl.
Girl, please. I'm going to Kim K route, period. Like,
Actually, fuck that. I might just fight a bitch.
on a route, I'm branding that shit. I'm making my coin. I'm getting my fame. I'm getting my clout off of it. I'm going to turn hell into heaven. And speaking of turning hell into heaven, people are feeling like Christopher leaked his own shit like Jennifer did on Basketball Wives. Do you feel like he leaked his own sex tape? Because he did say he was a nobody at the time that it went out. So why would he have leaked it? Nobody even knew who the fuck he was.
I don't know. He gives me stunt queen, so I don't know.
This is what happens when you kind of tell the truth and kind of don't. People never know where the truth in there lies, girl.
Oh, girl, please don't bring that up because you know that be triggering me up when they be saying that shit.
What?
Be like, the whole thing about lying, and then we don't know when to believe you. Like, girl,
he giving up. Megan Thee Stallion tea.
I about the girl. They be triggering me up when they be saying she lies. I ain't gonna believe that at all. The girl was still shot, but you know, different video.
So he went on, girl, to get into some more things. He got into the bad boys. So first of all, can we just give me my roses? Mm-hmm. Can we just give me like top 10 on my whole master's and undergraduate in no theology? Because the very first review we did for Bad Boys, who said that fight between Anthony and Milan over the master bedroom that now belongs to Jonathan Wright was staged? Who said that whole fight was a complete stunt? Was completely overproduced? But who said it? Who knew it? Who put it out there? CTV. And guess what Christopher Milan admitted to? That whole shit being staged for Anthony's sake. Period. I'm just gonna need my roses. That's it.
I give her a rose petal.
I'm just gonna. I even had a patron who was in the Patreon today who was like, soon as Milan said that shit, CTV, I thought about your ass because you said that shit in the first fucking review. You said that fight was staged and fake and inauthentic and over manufactured. I sure did. Period. Third eye be on it, bitch. Third eye be on it. So speaking of fights, he also went on to talk about how when they got to the Jonathan Wright portion of the interview, he was saying, so what do you think about his whole take on why he did not intervene in helping sustain the follicles on his homegirl's head, like doing that prison melee? What? Because in his mind, he was like, this was supposed to be a Zeus Network fight. Mm-hmm. And they both he pretty much said they both got paid to fight. Like, they both knew they were kind of going to get into it over this room, that this whole thing was set up in place. The altercation was real, but it was like manufactured drama at the same time. What are your thoughts on that?
I got multiple thoughts. One, he snitched on himself saying that he'll do stuff for the camera. That's one. Even though we already knew that, you confirmed it. That's one. Two, you're talking about a lot of things that I believe, I could be wrong because I'm not in the industry, but I believe that other networks will probably not even try to work with you because they know you're going to run your mouth about certain things that probably shouldn't be said, at least to that extent, as in saying what you feel like the producers were doing, or like, so it was a lot of, I feel like he was just on go when it came to like the whole thing of him saying like, and this right here keeps popping in my head. Particularly, he's like, oh, all the people that was sleeping in the house, you know, you lucky I don't expose it. And then when Lemmy was like, I'm glad because the NDA and like that whole thing, it like I feel like it really didn't really work out in his favor. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's like I bet all the networks are like, okay, we know not to really mess with him because he gonna have us going and exposing all the tea that we probably don't want out. And then on top of that, and plus on top of that, I had like a little throughout the interview, I had like a mixed feelings about Milan when he was talking about fights in general. Because a part of me believes like tad bit of stuff he was saying, but then I felt like he put his own spin on it. It was like, girl, you're lying right there. So I was like little 50. Well, I'm gonna put like 75. I'm gonna put like 95.5% when it came to his stuff. Cause like, okay, I could believe some of it, then he'll be like lying for the most of it. I'll be like, girl, that right there was not even believable.
So here's the gag. Like, and this was Armon's point, girl. In standing of everything you just said about this was supposed to be a Zeus Network type fight.
Exactly.
The girl got paid to come through. But what that got to do with the price of you jumping in to help your friend get monkey stomped? Because in the same interview, he was saying how he was trying to make the argument that this was not going to be a fair fight between him and Jonathan because he's only 140, 150, and Jonathan is like 200,000 pounds. But he also, in the same breath, said that Rio is only 20, 30 pounds heavier than him. So it was also an unfair fight if you're going to use these weight proportions between Rio and Jonathan. So it would seem to me that if y'all would have combined both of y'all weight and together with the fist, girl, y'all could have became one Jonathan like the Power Rangers assembling to they damn Transformers and shit, girl. Like if you combine 140 with 160, girl, then y'all might have had a fighting chance together.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's logic. Like, how you gonna argue that it was unfair for you to fight this bitch, but your friend is only 20 pounds heavier,
lighter than you,
heavier than you, and it's like
heavier.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Like when it came down,
wasn't a bad thing for me.
It really wasn't. The thing with Milan is that when he was in the interview,
it's easier to say that you shook, girl. Like, and it's okay.
And that's the thing that was like irking my soul because he was talking about how he wasn't gonna fight in the house anymore. Because the thing is, I do believe, and I will say this, I do believe that Zeus was kind of trying to set him up. Based on what his story, I could tell that I feel like some parts I'd be like, okay, that sounds believable. Because guess what? That's the purpose of producers. They're here to put you in uncomfortable situations and set you up. So that's not something far-fetched. But then when he was like, oh, when Jonathan, the reason why he knew everything was going to happen because Jonathan came in the house talking about where's Milan room. I was like, okay, that's not too far-fetched, only because I've heard from other reality TV stars, producers set people up like this. So I'm like, okay, I could somewhat digest that. But then when he was like, he made a conscious decision that he wasn't going to fight no more because of all these different other reasons. It's like, okay, I get all of that. But however, you was fighting everybody else before then. Like, that's the thing.
So how did you also feel about his excuse? Because Armon was trying to like double down on that point too. Like, girl, you had all this energy despite all these injuries, despite all this arthritis in your kneecaps and your feet and your knuckles and your toes, girl. You still had all this energy up until Jonathan, ironically.
And that's exactly what I was like. And plus, in the reviews, I said that because I was like, the whole thing with him carry on, you know, he was out in the studio hopscotching, doing double dutch. But then he was like, oh, my knee and all the different types of other things. But then as soon as you get off the bus, you see the boy now looking. And then he said he didn't sneak the boy, the lies. But anyway, like when you get off the bus, you go and you sneak the boy. And then when you're forced to fight him head up, you still did it. It's not like you was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it with you. Like you didn't decline it. You still did it. Because at the end of the day, you swung first. So yeah, it's like a part of me, like, well, I'm not going to say a part of me. I believe he was scary. Like he didn't want to fight him.
Girl, and you unlocking all the secret cheat codes in my brain right now as you talking, because now certain things are coming up. Because he also spoke about how, like, Carry On said all these things, boom, boom, because our mom was also trying to be like, girl, like what made you run off the bus? Like what made you continue on? And he was just like, yeah, he said all these fucked up things, the boom, 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 and he was saying it's on site, it's on site, it's on site. But Christopher Milan forgot that we saw on the episode Carry On not even wanting to get in the Sprinter because he did not want no heat. He did not want no smoke. He literally said, I'm not getting in the Sprinter because the energy is all fucked up. I'll just ride in the van. So Christopher, so Milan trying to justify running up on Carry On off the strength of acting like Carry On ended the whole parking lot scene with "I'm fucking you up when I see you," which is inconsistent with what happened. And on top of that, we know this was a 45-minute ride, a 45-minute commute, girl. And it was a 45-minute commute. And you're sitting in the Sprinter alone because the nigga who don't want no smoke is in the van in front of you.
And the thing is, I was saying on my review, I was like, the thing is that let me know that you was over there plotting is because for one, Moolah already spilled the beans. It was a 45-minute ride. Okay, so you mean to tell me in 45 minutes you can't calm yourself down to at least when you get to your friend's event, you can't know how to operate. And then on top of that, what gave him away is that when they got to the event, he saw Carry On first because he was the first one trying to get off the bus to go and sneak that boy. Then the producers or security guard told everybody to sit back down. He sat back down. But then when he got back up, that's when he went. When he got off this time, he went and he snuck that boy. Like for me, I could probably once again I could try to see logically if there was the case where you was hot, you was mad, and then you got off the bus and you just seen him and you just went for it. But the thing is, you've been seen him. You've been seeing him. You already knew what you was trying to do. But however, you sat back down, you got back up, and then you went to try to go for it. Like, girl,
And then tried to tell us that we didn't see what we saw. That Carry On was looking dead at him when he ran up. Like, was looking eyeball to eyeball, nose to nose, cyclops to cyclops at him. Exactly. When he ran up. What he meant to say is, Carry On knew I was on that bus. And it's his fault if he turned his back to me because he knew that I wanted that ass. And as far as Milan is concerned, it's a fair fight because he, in his mind, Carry On should have known it was going to be on site. Yeah. Milan was going to leave that. Milan was going to leave it right there. When Carry On didn't want no smoke, said, look, I ain't getting on this motherfucking Sprinter. I'm going to catch the other van. I ain't even trying to I'm trying to get my shit together for the show. I think Milan was going to chill. I think when Milan saw how lit the party was and how much of a moment this could be, he decided, nope, I'm going to take Carry On up on his word that it's on site.
And that right even there was
literally just neutralized and diffused the whole altercation before we even got.
And that right there is the reason why I never gave Milan my bad crystal ball, aka goddamn fucking Mr. Clean kneecap. I never gave him his 10s when he came to him fighting Neo Soul. Reason being is because let's just call a spade a spade. Neo Soul, I would say he's one of the weaklings in the house when it comes down to it. Now, whether that is because he can't fight or because of trauma, he's not fighting back. I don't know what that is because Bonnie Blue did give me perspective on that. I was like, okay, that could be part of it, whatever. But the whole thing is that's why I never really got with Milan and stuff because the whole thing is that you're only fighting on this man because you know he can't fight, he won't fight back, and you just trying to pick on other people that you know are probably not gonna fight back or the people that you know can fight. You're gonna try to catch them off guard to try to use that as your dominance, and that's the reason why when he was talking about to Dylan about Miss Asshole being like the son Williams, talk about some, you don't have to be a bad boy to fight. But I'm like, if that's the case, y'all would not be using fighting as your main tactic to define your bad boy, aka lack of better words, or try to prove your dominance.
And besides that, Carry On been talking all that shit in the studio, outside the studio, in the parking lot. It could have been on site in the parking lot. Y'all was already together.
Everybody said that.
Yeah, it was a clout chasing moment. He saw how lit the party was. He decided, I'm gonna take this nigga up on site. This is gonna be a great moment. Because when this episode premieres and it features this fucking fashion show, I know I'm gonna be also highlighted in this by whipping Carry On's motherfucking ass. It was just a bitch move. Like everybody at this point, even Darrell knew that like Carry On not about this mutual combat shit. So to fight him to me was equivalent to fighting Andrew Caldwell. Like
I'm about to say,
like do not fight people who you know not gonna fight you back. That's literally what a bully is. Like antagonizing and picking a fight. Like, yes, Carry On talked a lot of shit, but ultimately he was using his words. Everybody knew he was never gonna swing first. Hell, he don't even swing last, yet alone swing first. So it's just unnecessary to bring a butter knife to a verbal sparring.
That just pissed me off. That shit just pissed me off because it's like it's the whole thing of. You're literally sitting up there trying to fight on somebody that don't fight back, and then we have someone that's in like that like it's just really just like, oh my god, that was just so irritating.
You gotta remember my leg.
Yeah, and that's the thing, my leg. Now, no, because before your leg was all hurt. No. You go and you fight.
It's the selective legging for me.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, so Bonnie Blue said this. She said that. Now, I have a question. Now, to my understanding, did Carry On come from some type of abuse? Allegedly, some abuse or trauma?
According to him, he's been abused. Yes.
Okay. Now, what she said was like, which is something I should have been thought about, but however, she really just said it out loud and it had maybe put it into perspective. She said basically that when people are typically abused, kind of like what they do, especially by loved ones, even when that loved one is hurting them, they still have the mentality, even though you're hurting me, I'm not gonna hurt you back. And like it was like a thing where I kind of did see that when like kind of like at times when he's about to swing, he kind of stops himself. Dude,
no,
like
you gotta well that
do you think that plays a part?
I don't know if it's to be seen that virtuous since Milan said something very interesting. And before he do so, can you do me a favor?
Read the copyright.
Yeah. Do you have a copyright, a YouTube disclaimer available to you?
Hold up. Give me 2.5 seconds. Because, girl, I already knew that was going to come. Because, girl, that shit made me mad when he did that. But it's all right. Give me 2.5 seconds. Alrighty. Where are you?
Why are you doing that?
Right here. Alrighty, so warning, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, but for me it was the dog whistles. Because I knew he was gonna do that.
Dog whistles.
Milan, I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was gonna do that because the whole thing is that but the whole thing is that
hold on, let me play this footage. Following that disclaimer.
Thank you.
What was he saying? Was he saying all type of shit like he really about that life?
Oh, this is an excerpt from Armon's interview where Armon is asking Christopher, like, because Christopher was saying, like, it's a lot of shit y'all didn't see. It's a lot of shit that was edited out of the studio altercation, etc. But, you know, he was saying a lot of effed up shit. So Armon was just like, well, girl, what did he say? And you hear Christopher Milan say,
What was he saying? What was he saying?
was saying all type of shit like he really about that life. He really, if y'all really want to get into it, Kerrion has said to me multiple times that he was really about that murder life. I mean, he told me that multiple times. He said it to Moolah. He said it to multiple people. You know, he was very threatening with some of the things that he was saying, which probably intimidated Moolah to kind of react like, bitch, what's up? Or to go.
So you guys heard it right there, girl. Christopher Milan said that. So to your point, Reckless, that about Bondi Blues statements around like him basically suffering from Stockholm syndrome. I don't know if it's that he's so virtuous, that's why he ain't strike back, because fighting might not necessarily be his particular weapon of choice, but violence nonetheless is.
I ain't say nothing about him having no virtue, bitch. Don't give me that.
You said that she said that the reason, like, people who done been abused by people they love. First of all, I don't think he got a reason to love Milan, for one, and for two, this whole thing around Kerrion, like, it being alleged and said and rumored that he's about that M life. Maybe why we don't see him temporarily busting heads, because he like to permanently bust them.
Whether or not, I'm just gonna be like this. Now, because I feel like I'm just gonna be honest. Once again, this goes to the whole thing of this is what Crystal Ball does. It's not. I really don't even feel like he really felt like his life was in danger. He's doing it as a dig. Yeah, I'm talking about Milan. He's doing it as a dig, and the reason why I know that is because
he ever said that his life was in danger. I don't recall him saying his life was in danger.
Well, not really, but you know, girl, he was like, "Oh, he actually said some crazy stuff to me." But here's the thing, A couple weeks ago, Milan was putting out tweets when the whole thing with Kerrion first happened, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I had no clue I was in the house with a murderer." And all the different types of things. And I was like, girl, what the fuck? I'm like, didn't y'all make up? So I was confused on where the hell all this other energy was coming from. And then you come, because keep in mind, that's what Kerrion was already in jail. So I'm like, where did all that stuff come from? Because my understanding, y'all done made up or whatever. But then on top of that,
out of news.
But then, as time went on, I already knew he was going to come on.
He said that Kerrion said the same shit during the altercation with Moolah. He said it's other people in the house that can attest to Kerrion talking this way and making these type of proclamations. It wasn't just him, and that's why he called out Moolah's name. He's like, it's other people you can go ask about who Kerrion said these things to. It wasn't just me. I'm not an isolated situation.
Well, I want to hear everybody else. I do.
And I don't think him and Moolah are cool, so I don't
exactly
throw Moolah under the bus if it wasn't true, knowing that it could be backed up, knowing that other people are going to hear what he's saying out loud in public. If it wasn't true, I mean, ain't nothing for Moolah to be like, that's not true. Moolah has not debunked what Christopher has said so far. And
the same motherfucker that wanted to say he got them homophobic. What, girl? You
said what?
I said these the same motherfuckers that be sitting up here. Girl, I'm sorry. I don't believe none of them hoes. Fuck them hoes. I don't believe none of them hoes. I'm going to
say this. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
The situation with Kerrion is not looking good because it just it just adds more fire to a situation.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing.
And I don't blame that on Christopher Milan. If Kerrion is saying these things, he's the one he's the one adding fire to the shit. If he's going around talking about our M niggas, about that M life, ain't nobody else making him look bad. That's him making himself look a certain way. And considering some of the circumstances around his imprisonment right now, that just doesn't sit well. That makes things very, very interesting. They already using
his allegations against him.
They already know. They're already using Young Thug and his
Gunna
label members' lyrics and shit against them to incriminate them in crimes that they have allegedly committed, etc. So with this thing, because remember when I had reported on the Carry On, when I had gave one of my updates around Carry On, there was a statement that the family still believes that Carry On had something to do with the death of their daughter. The family believes that. They believe that he's connected to what happened to her. So, and allegedly there was an altercation that took place between him and her, which is why he ended up giving her car back. And all of this shit, there was something that happened. Some ish, just very interesting. And just because you ain't a fighter, don't mean you ain't a killer. I'm not saying Carry On is. I'm just saying that just because you ain't no fighter, don't mean you ain't no killer. Because some people gonna get straight to the point, baby. They ain't gonna worry about fighting your ass.
Well, you know, that actually goes to like some of the movies. You ever see the movies where the people like they the person gets beat up, but however they go back and they take the person's life. Allegedly. Girl, you finna get me caught up. So girl, I don't know. It's just that I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm not gonna say too much on that because girl.
Carry On is, see, the thing about the Carry On is that because he doesn't have a physical release, I can imagine him saying the most extreme shit because that's the weapon he's resulting to is his mouth. So he's going to say the most volatile, vicious, gangster shit because he's not gonna swing. He's not gonna physically fight. So what he gonna do is he gonna use that throat. He gonna use that deep throater.
Come on, deep throater.
Loud and proud.
Come on, weapon of mass destruction.
And we did see him making slight homophobic remarks to Milan during the studio melee. I could tell that it got worse because even the things that he was like that they did show, I was like, okay, Carry On, like, girl, you in a house full of mostly gay men, and you saying some problematic shit, even though of course like y'all battling, so whatever. But I can believe Milan. I believe him. I believe that a lot of things got said, a lot of F-bombs got dropped, and I'm sure a lot of threats got made. Because even after the Moolah fight with Carry On was like, but you ain't willing to die for that, though. You ain't willing to die for that. You ain't willing to die for that shit, though. You ain't willing to. So I can tell that a lot is edited out. It's a lot we ain't seeing.
But you want to know another crucial part to this? Another crucial lesson. Leave people the fuck alone. Because here's the thing about it. It's funny that we actually get into, like, me and my friend or whatever, we had gotten into like a conversation of, it's separate, but it's the same thing. The conversation of, you know, how when people like, you know, they're school shooters or whatever. I told him, I said, the thing is, I said, that's really messed up and stuff. But also another lesson people need to take out of that is leave people alone. You never know who you're messing with. You never know which tree you barking up on. You never know what the very last straw that they own, your ass done plucked it, broke it. You have to leave people alone. And I think another thing that maybe because I'm sitting back and I'm realizing, I think another reason why I'm just like kind of on my line too is because you was fucking with him. You was messing with him. It's not like he started with you. you was literally picking on that boy because you know the boy can't fight. You was literally messing with the boy. Now, by the grace of God, if these allegations are true, thank God you didn't put yourself in no real danger. But let that be a lesson. Leave people alone. I don't care if it's for camera time or not. Don't let this camera get you hurt. And that's really what it is at the end of the day. And for one, if not carry on, the alleged allegation against carry on doesn't teach you that. Jonathan most definitely taught you that. Leave people alone.
So Nina keeps putting up this statement, which we talked about this in one of our reviews as well, is the claim that Carry On made about Milan touching him, being flirty and frisky with him when the camera's not running. And that's either true or not true. But what's interesting about what Milan said to Armon in the interview is that he was like, Carry On not my type. I like niggas who are hygienic, niggas who got clean fingernails, who got like they up on their teeth. And I guess he was saying indirectly that these are all things that Carry On didn't possess a lot of. And I was like, okay, that's cute. However, he went on in the discussion and Armon asked him, does he fuck rich white men for opportunity? He was like, no, I don't fuck them for opportunity, but my last boyfriend was an older white man and I was his sugar baby. And I'm just like, well, you can fuck a nigga with dentures and who twice your age, but you can't fuck young and fly Carry On a good day, but you can fuck
he was attracted to moolah. Girl,
on the pretty boy he's on a quote unquote pretty boy side.
I'm like pretty sure
on the well kept side.
Well, I'm pretty sure, and I'm making an assumption, but I'm pretty sure. Let him take his shoes off. Let me see them feet. You say you all up on the nails, the hair, and all that. Let me see them toes, bitch.
Well, Milan didn't mention toes, so maybe he make an exception for niggas' feet. He didn't mention hygiene, teeth, nails, etc. So, but I'm just like, girl. So you can fuck old white men though, but you can't fuck Carry On. I don't. It was like he was. It once again, the math was not mathing at times. It was just like, okay, girl. Right?
But here's the thing too, like, and plus, like, okay, for those who don't know, I'm in the military and like I've been in training and stuff, and I've literally seen where you have been isolated from civilization, like literally. And keep in mind, this is a TV show, which means that these like they just can't get up and go. Like they have to have the cameras with them, which means they have to have like permission to go certain places. They have to get like permission to be filming there. So they just can't get up and go for the most parts, from what I've heard from other reality stars when they talk about, you know, the experiences on different types of shows. That's usually how it goes from the shows, from what I've heard. So with that logic and going with that logic, if that's the truth, my thing is, which means that you're 9 times out of 10, you're mostly in the house. And from their experiences, that's literally all they usually talk about, how they've been stuck in the house. So if you're not really around civilization, I've literally seen people, and this has happened. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen us go inside training, and people are like, I can't stand it. He looks so ugly. Blah, 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 blah. Or she ugly. She a two. And by the end of training, they are all up on each other. Damn, they're about to tongue each other. That I've literally seen it myself. So a part of me feels like, I don't know. But then a part of me is like, I've seen that. Like I've seen that exact same thing happen all over and over again. I don't know. I really don't know. Now when it comes down to that situation, I'm not gonna say he did it or didn't do it. I just don't know because I've seen it.
I don't know about the touching part, but based upon how butthurt Milan was over the situation going left between him and Carry On, made me feel like it might have been a little bit more on Milan's side than just platonic. Like I'm just like, girl, you way too upset He was
What?
like, "Oh, I fought for this nigga, and I just can't
Yeah,
believe, and
I
and
think he did
it's
have.
boiling up inside of me, and I'm just
Mhm.
fed up, and I'm just so hurt, and I just can't." But I'm just like, "Are you okay, Milan? You only been in the house for 57 hours, girl, with this nigga. Like, it's
Mhm.
it's it's all right, boo.
And
Y'all
plus,
in
and
the house,
plus,
y'all only been filming in the house for 3 fucking weeks."
exactly. And plus, on top of that, I was gonna say that Kerrigan's kind of a flirt. One thing I did notice that well, not kind of a flirt. He is a flirt. But the thing is, one thing I did notice about Bondi Blue, because I love her reviews. She was like, something about Carry On she can't get with or whatever, and she said that the thing that kind of sparked it off for her is when, I guess, when Gutta and him kind of got in the room, and he kind of flirted with Gutta just so he can get the room. I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh. Like, girl, you got to use what you got to get what you need. So,
Oh.
yeah. But so, yeah. So I can see him probably having like a little like crush or like, oh, okay, he's kind of handsome or whatever. But I don't know about the touching and stuff. So I don't know, honestly.
Because to that point, he also went on to say that Carry On said a lot of flippant shit. Like, that left him almost questioning whether Carry On was on the spectrum. Like, it's just like that he just says a lot of off the wall shit that makes no sense. That's not rooted and grounded in reality. It's just literally shit coming out of his ass.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, and that's something else too that someone said. I do believe that Milan will say anything about Carry On. He may say anything about an op. I think that's another thing that I keep forgetting. I'll see him on Bigo, and he does that. Like, when he's into it with somebody, he'll say anything. I don't know. I'm just gonna wait till that verdict
But
come
that's
out.
mostly everybody, though. I mean, like, that's how most people are. They'll be best friends, lovers, etc. Soon as shit goes sour, I mean, it's sour time. It's hammer time, bitch.
No, I'm talking about sour. No, it's like sour. Like,
Yeah, we've
but
seen
then again, that's
we've
Bigo.
seen
So
some of
that's
the
the
most
culture.
horrible of breakups. We've seen some of the most ratchet of friendships falling apart. We've seen people do each other in. Should have come to blows. Violence, even. People, certainly slander. I mean, look at everything that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are going through. And
Oh,
they're the
man,
ones. It goes down. I mean, that's kind of mostly everybody. That's not really, I wouldn't say that that's a Christopher Milan feature. I mean, that just kind of is a common thing that people are going to tear each other down when they disappoint each other or hurt each other or betray each other or whatever the fuck it is. To Ailey's point, but Milan repeatedly talked about being from Chicago and how he don't fight, he stab and blah, 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 blah. Outlandish violence. It was one of those Bigo rants. Well, I guess he lived up to it because when in order to keep Jonathan big ass on that front porch, he damn sure had grabbed all the butcher knives in the kitchen, honey, and lived up to all that stabbing energy, child.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody else says, I can believe though that Christopher definitely was attracted to. I don't believe that he wasn't attracted. I don't know if I believe he touched on Carry On in any type of inappropriate way, but I definitely believe that he would have hit. And Carry On got clout, so Milan definitely is going to hit clouds on top of that.
Like a mother.
Like a motherfucker.
Forget hit, he gonna smash running to that bad boy.
Now, speaking of, so before we get into some of this other shit, this whole, so in one of our reviews, I also spoke about how I felt like this whole studio situation was a setup with Matt, the engineer, just hijacking it out. Christopher said in the interview that, is it Lennon? Is that the CEO name?
Lemmy, something like that.
Lennon.
Mr. Zeus. We're gonna call him Mr. Zeus.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him Mr. Zeus Network, girl. Mr. Zeus Network apparently has some type of a celebrity basketball party, game, tournament, some shit, and the engineer was supposed to be one of those people who's supposed to be in attendance to that party. So when Mr. Zeus Network was ready, for it to be Lemmy, was ready. I like Mr. Zeus Network better. It's like a god name. When he was ready, when it was time for the party to start, Matt had to haul ass. And so Christopher Milan had went on to say how, you know, he got into the whole thing between him and Carry-On. But this is my thing. I don't understand. And that whole scene had to be fraudulent. Because what Christopher said to Armon was they had to go. Because Mr. Zeus Network had a party that Matt had to attend. But all throughout the whole situation, we kept seeing who? Mr. Zeus Network. Mr. Zeus Network was comforting Christopher at one point in time in the studio after Christopher had them grab the Hennessy bottle and was ready to crack it over Carry-On head. And he was like, y'all, and remember when Christopher was like, y'all better get him. You better get him. He was talking to Mr. Zeus Network.
Yeah.
And then remember when there was the whole parking lot melee. At one point in time, Mr. Zeus Network was also talking to Carry-On. And he kind of scooted out of frame when Darrell came over to talk to Carry-On. So the fact that the CEO was still there this whole time means that them producers intentionally snatched Matt up because Matt had all the time in the world because Mr. Zeus Network wasn't even at his own fucking party at that time. He was still on set at the studio in the fucking parking lot. So that whole situation was a setup. The producers literally said, look, we need to snatch the engineer out. This is going to create fucking conflict. It'll leave the guy confused. It'll leave them with anxiety. We'll get a good moment out of it. And I can't believe that the niggas fell for it because they saw Mr. Zeus Network still on set with them the whole time, despite the engineer having to go because he had to go to a Mr. Zeus Network celebrity basketball party.
I've been said that. I said that that's the point of a producer. They're gonna do that. They're gonna do stuff like that. It's not far fetched. Like, I think for me as well. I think I like one thing I've always liked to do. I like to, of course, watch the reality TV shows, but at the same time, at one point in time, I wanted to be a producer. So what I used to do, I used to watch like the interviews of the people that used to be on the show, or sometimes producers if they ever would do interviews. And the type of tea they would have about what
I was another producer. Is y'all show? Because y'all know I would pull the motherfucking screenshots.
No, because I was about to say that too. Unless that was a different producer that looks similar to him, which I could probably see that, but I don't know.
That was motherfucking limp. Hold on, y'all about to make me do some girls. Don't make me apply no theology. That was motherfucking limit. I ain't seen too many skinny ass. We done seen the whole fucking filming crew at this point in every episode. Ain't no other nigga on set that look like Limit. I'm about to pull it. Keep on talking. I'm about to find it.
So basically what I would do, I would basically learn all the tea, what the producers would do to actually produce a show. So basically that's like one of the oldest tricks in the book. Basically take the cast to a place, the most important person, I guess the person in charge, you take them out. That's the oldest trick in the book. And you watch them freaking, watch them panic. And I think another thing as well too is that, like I said, I'm in the military. So in the training process, they have different things that they would do. As in, like, they'll just have us go somewhere and then they'll just do something and make just about agitate the group and see how we would react. So a lot of things, I think maybe because of my experiences as well, I kind of spot that out. I'll be like, girl, that looks so set up. That looks so set up. That looks so set up. I'm like because that looked just like something that my drill sergeants, quote unquote, would have done, just to see how we would react, or just to see how everything would, like, I guess to see people's personalities. And of course, I'll be the one to be like, everybody calm down. So, girl, you already know. That's the whole thing.
Definitely a fucking setup. Like, it was because who does that? Who just walks out of a fucking studio session? Like, nobody does that. I mean, this man is a professional producer and engineer. Like, you just that's just not even a realistic scenario. at all. Like, not that tour. God damn it! Hold on.
Yeah, especially like, now that's the thing. I don't know if he even got paid or he was getting paid through camera time or getting paid through Zeus Network.
Yeah, no. Christopher said that he was hired by Zeus. So yeah.
So yeah, they was okay. They was like, yeah, get up out of here. He was like, okay, got you. So yeah, it was most definitely set up. And that's the thing that I was like, and that's the reason why I was like looking at Milan like, calm down. Like, if you don't get the song back, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna allow the song to get stuck. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, I don't know. It was
clearly a setup, girl.
I was like, it's a setup. Like, this is one of the oldest tricks in the book when it comes to production. Like, they do that.
It didn't make any logical fucking sense.
Yeah, like, what do you think they do on Housewives? Like, what do you think they do on the challenge and all these different things, like all the different types of things? Like, even if they don't take the most important person out, what they're gonna do, they're gonna have the producer leave, and then they're gonna try to make y'all talk about y'all issues. welcome to producer life. Or they're gonna throw somebody in there. Welcome to replacements, aka Jonathan, aka Jennifer, aka Camila. Something to turn the house upside down, aka Rocky.
Ariana to the period.
So I don't know.
I'm galvanizing these screenshots, girl. To be honest, I don't even know how the fuck let me look. I just know he's skinny. He's a skinty man.
But why didn't Milan have the smoke for the producer when he walked out? Because he's a freaking producer. But keep in mind too, people have alleged. Now keep in mind, Anthony has alleged, but keep in mind they're like going back and forth, so only God knows what's true, what's not true. That Milan tries to use his power, as in he threatens to leave the show if he doesn't get certain things. That's what's being alleged. So just imagine if he's already doing that, and he feels like when they brought Jonathan in the house, it was a setup for him. Just imagine him going off on a producer. Bitch, that's most definitely a setup. Like that's like a fucking boss.
Bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
Holding me, man. Why you holding me while this nigga whipping my ass?
He the producer, bitch. This is my boss.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't freaking know.
Okay, so let me.
Yeah.
So y'all. Do you know how Lemmy looks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can probably tell me
what he look like.
This is in fact Mr. Lemmy here, who was
let me go to my YouTube.
All up in the scene, honey.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me move this picture of my big old round juicy ass that Milan trying to compete with out the way.
This bitch.
Hold on. Give me thumbs up if you guys are in the building on this here Friday, grah.
He said if Lemmy was there, Milan would have said it. Just like he said the fight scene was fake. Milan can't hold water.
He gonna protect his
image.
His interest. Nah, Milan ain't stupid. Cause you see, he ain't said nothing disparaging about Natalie Ash yet. And he back to speaking very positively about Mr. Lemmy. Okay, let me share.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Okay, so is this Lemmy, child? Is this Lemmy from the back, from the front?
Yes, he bald. Lemmy has hair.
Okay, but he bald too.
No, Lemmy has hair.
I think it's bald. Oh, Lemmy got hair?
Yeah.
That's another producer.
So that's another producer.
Okay, because I kept seeing him all up and through, girl. The tingz in the... Okay, but it was still a motherfucking setup, period. Because who in a professional right mind just walks out of a whole motherfucking session? And then what producer who's producing the show who actually gives, like Lemmy knows the man is there helping them with the theme song for the whole fucking record. Like, they knew what they were doing by pulling that nigga out of that session, by even scheduling that session on the same day as this celebrity event. All that shit was a setup that Todd came to us with.
Well, okay, so I will say this. Even if Lemmy didn't,
Christopher said that Zeus, even though he knew the producer personally, Zeus hired him. And Zeus hired him so that they could have creative control over what he did and didn't do.
Yeah.
In the scene. So when they needed his ass to go, they needed to pay. They needed his ass to motherfucking go for the drama.
Exactly.
To set off the drama.
I said this. I was like, girl, that's a setup like a mug. And plus, on top of that, because I already know what some people may say. They may say things because Milan did say that he didn't think that Lemmy even knew what they were doing, what was going on. But even if that was the case, I'm pretty sure someone told Lemmy as in, okay, just so you know, right now he's in there mastering or bouncing the song and all the type of other things. So I feel like even if that was or wasn't the case, somebody knew something.
Girl, it was a setup, period. It was a motherfucking setup. Now, they go on. So this is... This is interesting. So Milan tries to clear up this whole Zell Swag shit. In the interview with Armon, girl. And this is what he tells us, girl. He says that him and Zell Swag's friend was getting busy, girl, and that Zell Swag's friend had him face down, ass up, slobbing on his asshole from the bike. And then Zell crept in through a slit in a crack in the doggy door, girl, and came into the room and put his face between Milan's ass cheeks and began to eat him out. And when he began to feel all type of rocks and concrete and this very rough texture, lipping and lapping all up against his asshole, when he realized that the frequencies had shifted between his ass cheeks and he looked back, that's when he then saw Zell Swag and kicked his quote-unquote ugly ass out of the room, but definitely made sure to tell Armon that him and Zell's friend did get back to regular smegular program and finish the session. Now, here's my issue with that whole, it was just how nasty the whole scene was. So you telling me, first of all, it's just a way that so I know everybody's saying that Milan is lying, period. But it's just like, girl, I don't even need to lie. It's literally the situation itself is problematic as fuck. Like, so what you telling me is that, girl, you at this nigga's house. This nigga know it's other niggas in the house and don't even have the decency to put a lock on the bedroom door. Because that's how much the nigga don't give a fuck about you. That's how much the nigga probably looks at you as a community hoe. As community asshole. He ain't even bother locking the door and securing the privacy of the privacy and things. Zell creeps in because the door is actually open while your groceries getting ate. Then it gets nastier because the nigga who you in the room with already slobbing and salivating and spitting and eating all up in your booty hole, and you telling me that he just kindly moves out the way and dive into all that saliva and mucus and asshole juice, and then Zell gets to following up on seconds, girl, and then it's not until you look back that the nigga you in there fucking, it's like, okay, Zell, you need to go. It wasn't when Zell came in the door. It wasn't when he moved professionally and swiftly out of the way to let his homeboy lap up on the diarrhea, girl. It wasn't until you knew Zell was back there that the nigga you fucking who didn't lock the door, who didn't even mind his homeboys attempting to run a train on your ass. It was until you look back and saw the blueprint of your life, saw the facts of your life transpiring behind you.
Preach.
That you then, that he then said, Zell, all right, my nigga. And then you so turned up and horny and so non-disgusted by the moment You actually finished up with this nigga after he done violated your ass like Nicole Simpson.
Come on,
a
preach.
drunk night in the president's office, girl.
Preach.
I'm like, is Milan okay?
Girl, he be snitching on his motherfucking self.
No, when he told this story, you could tell he was completely removed from the fact that he was violated. I don't know whether he used to being violated like this, but it's like, do you realize you're describing to us an entire violation? You let a nigga disrespect you and your sextivities like this. That he tried to let his homeboys come rush in like the little caboose that can after the train was already heading out of the station. And you didn't feel disrespected enough to pull up your panties, grab your motherfucking purse and your purse and your sunglasses, girl, and haul off to the Sprinter, to the Uber Eats, girl, driver, and go home. You didn't feel a way about the fact that the nigga just left the door wide open, and then you got mad when shit flew in through the window. What else was gonna happen with the door wide open?
I don't know.
I was just so confused.
I was confused too, because a part of me, and I could be wrong, y'all, a part of me was like, I felt like he allowed it to happen, as in he had. I feel like he knew Zell was back there. He let him do it, but I guess he didn't want to admit. I guess in the public, as in I let him do it, like I allowed him to do. I don't know. Some in me was like, this bitch lying. Now the reason why I said that is because not because of his experience or anything like that. It was the whole thing of when our mom was like, that sounds like sexual assault. Like you can sue him for that. He was like, you know what? Actually, I can. Like what? What you mean? Like you making it seem like that's something that just popped in your head once he said it. Like, girl, what? Girl, what? Like, so I was like, I think that he kind of allowed, but I think he's just saving face. Because even when on Bigo, when they was talking about it, Milan face was he lied and said he didn't, but then the friend backed Zell up. But then again, at the same time, that's his friend. So only God knows. But still, girl, I don't know.
They say that Milan had went quiet.
Yeah, he did.
Once the friend had confirmed.
Oh yeah, he did.
That there was a whole Ponderosa in the master bedroom that Jonathan did not own at the time.
Girl, he most definitely got quiet.
So, does anybody in the chat believe that Milan was actually assaulted by? Nobody believes that. Everybody believes that Milan had got the bust down and had got the groupie love.
Now I'm gonna say this
because even if I would actually prefer that he just had a threesome, because the story he told makes it like, girl, I can't. I'm gonna need another version of the events, girl. A version that don't play in my face is what I'm gonna need, because I just cannot, girl. Because this version is playing all up in my motherfucking face, and I don't appreciate it, girl. Yeah. What do you believe, Reckless?
I believe that because girl, it really wasn't. And this is the reason why, like, I really, when it comes down to Milan and his habits of telling stories, he be leaving out important details. As in when he told the whole thing that happened with him and Carry On, he forgot to, like, he left out the whole thing of the way he was talking to Carry On. When he was talking about the whole thing about him and Carry On fighting at the freaking charity event, he forgot to leave out that he attacked the boy, hit him from behind. Like it's a lot of details that he leave out, and he kind of manipulate the perspective for those who may not always understand or know the truth. They may believe him and be like, you know what, I think you're right based off what you told me, but not knowing that he's leaving out the part that he played in it. Like, girl, what? So I'm not gonna lie, I do believe that they all initially was down for it, but I think he probably, just to kind of meet Milan halfway, because I don't know, Milan was like, okay, Zell, I'm not messing with you like that, but your homeboy, we can continue. I'm gonna say it like that. So I don't know. I have no clue, and that's me trying to meet him in the middle. But girl,
it's a lot.
Yeah, because because you know, because come to find out, I was gonna say this because at the same time I try to be careful.
Come to find out, you had willingly let Zell up in that room to get up in that motherfucking case.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Come to find out that you had looked back and said, "Who's next? You get some head. You get some head. You get some head." Come to find out that I ain't knew what the fuck was going on that night. Zooted up on that good old nigga, rich nigga liquor. 5 spaces of the Benjamins was between the cheeks, girl. Come to find out.
Tina said, "I don't believe people who look up when speaking. You are thinking ahead. Stay in the moment."
It was even the way that Milan postured himself to tell the story that gave like reading rainbow teas. It gave like recital teas, like unpracticed. Like it gave like it was so like he had prepped himself to follow suit with this telling of the story, and it was just wow.
To be honest,
you know, and I mean, people do. I mean, some people are not attracted to Zell, but I mean, Zell is not unattractive. I mean, attractiveness is subjective.
Yeah, subjective.
You know, I mean, like there's people who my friends think are cute who don't do nothing for me. I'm just like, okay. I mean, so it's not. I don't know why. It's like
I guess.
And Zell got something that Carry-On got, something that Jeffree Star's ex-boyfriend,
and that's the thing too.
Dating girl got. They all got clout.
And that's the thing that's the reason why I can't be doing it like with Milan, because his stories it'd be so inconsistent. I'd be like, girl, but didn't you say the whole thing about Carry-On? But however, you like Moolah. But yeah, you said this about Carry-On, but you got you said this about Moolah that he's not homophobic, but yet you said that when he talked about he had a homophobic spirit. Okay, got you. Heard. Okay, I understand.
Wow. I just couldn't out with that story. But you know, it did give me, let me tell you something. I am gonna give Milan a little benefit of a doubt. I'm gonna tell you why, because I kind of had a similar experience.
So bitch, you mean to bitch?
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Girl. So I had lost my virginity to my 32-year-old boyfriend at the time. I was 17 going on 18. Don't talk about it. And we used to have a very, very, very barbaric, animalistic, animal kingdom-like sex life, girl. Like some of the best sexual interactions of my whole life, okay, happened with that particular boyfriend at the time. And everybody around my boyfriend at the time was like all of his people, like his brother, his cousin, like they were all sleazy ass niggas. And they would all try to get in on each other's niggas.
Oh,
and that included my dude's boyfriend. I mean, my dude's brother.
Oh.
So one day, girl, his brother was at the house, and my boyfriend was ready to unpack my groceries. And so we had hauled off to the bedroom. And girl, you know, we getting hot and heavy. And we making out, girl. And then we just like fall sideways, like onto the bed, like holding on to each other. And I remember at the time of like when the impact hit the mattress, girl, that there was like a little bit of extra weight on the bed. I was like, girl, I know we ain't gained this much weight, girl, in the last like, 2 hours, bitch. Like, girl, I know our body mass, body weight collectively, girl, should not have created this level of asteroid, extinctual level impact, girl, on the mattress. But I ain't paying no mind, girl, because, you know, my man's was making me feel real good and things, you know, getting me all hot and bothered, girl. So it wasn't until he had, like, rolled me over and we was in missionary style and I could see the room, finally, that I saw his brother sitting right there on the side of the bed. And I was like, nigga,
Ooh.
nigga, if you don't get your nigga, period. So when Milan is talking about people coming up in the room and shit, girl, it's like, it could be true, but since we're talking about Milan, I can understand why the credibility is shot. But stranger things have certainly motherfucking happened. So I'm gonna give him a little, like, there's like 15% chance that the story he told us was true. 15%. Now that ain't no constellation. So 15 miles will be practically fucking zero. But things do happen. Nonetheless, let's move along.
I guess.
Let's move along, child. Let me see. Last but not least. And I'm going to do a separate commentary on this because I'm gonna have to get this fully out of my system.
Oh Lord.
But I damn near fell through the damn flow when Miss Cuban Zirconian Christopher had the unmitigated gall.
Get into it.
To drag two separate cast members.
Come on.
For these tired ass, like, had the unmitigated gall to use health reads as a read, but had the nerve to say that he is the founding face.
Get into it.
For Los Angeles Prep LGBT Community Center in California. That he's the face of the LA California LGBT Prep branch.
Get into it. Get into it. Hydrate.
And yet, he is the face. Do you understand what I'm saying? That he is the fucking face for Prep in LA LGBT Center, and got the nerve to be health reading Gutta and Anthony. So, if we operating with a little bit of integrity here, I want to make the grand leap assumption that that particular LGBT branch has completely fired and dismissed Mr. Milan. Because I'm going to need answers and understanding about how y'all got somebody as the fucking face for PrEP and sexual health and sexual hygiene.
Yeah.
Who out here alleging that people got herpes and HIV shaming
House in Virginia.
other castmates, and is the face of the campaign. The face. Done seminars or workshops or PrEP events and have the nerve to reinforce negative stigma on people who might be living with etc.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to assume that he's been let go of, girl. I don't. I'm confused. How is it that a man who self-admitted to sleeping with old ass white men for being the sugar baby, and all of a sudden that's less holy and slutty because you made your sugar daddy your boyfriend?
Get into it. Get into it.
And got the nerve to health read, and you giving up your pussy and your feet and your ass and your dicks
and your throat,
baby. You would think that somebody who makes such a statement and celebrity out of all things sex related lust related would be the last one attempting to health read anybody when it's so easy for anyone to pull the reverse Uno card on him, considering his very image. He talking about viral loads. How about you go get the viral load of that jury tested? Because we know that it will test positive for fake. We know that that jury will test, the viral load will test positive, baby, for Cuban zirconian. If we're going to talk about viral loads, the fact that you got 2 and 4 and 5 the niggas running their face up in your asshole at one given time, and you don't even know what the hell is going on and what the hell going inside you until you look to the bike of the sanctuary, girl.
Come on, bike.
And got the nerve to health read,
girl,
other people, and your asshole is plastered, and your sex tape is plastered, and your threesomes are plastered. We don't know Gutter or Anthony for being promiscuous, sexually fluid, or for being a hoe. So I just thought it was interesting that, considering Milan's whole image, that he could act like Mother Teresa in the situation and pull out the health read. I just feel like I owe an entire separate video to address that alone. Because I thought we retired health reads like 10 years ago.
Well, not on Bigo. Just so you know.
If you the campaign runner for PrEP, then you would know that there is no health to read.
Are you
because
sure?
of all of these preventative measures, preventative tactics, preventative medicines that are on the market now.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no such thing as a health read, and yet you're still health read and got the nerve to be the girl. You talk about it.
Well, you said it all. That's why I was like, get into it. Because the thing is that it's very. I'll be shocked. This is Milan Christopher. This is the same person that sit up there and gave up his whole speech about how he's the face of HIV. My bad, house in Virginia, and all the different types of diseases, viruses, etc. But the thing is that he's the first one to give out those reads. That's exactly what he does on Bigo as well. Not shocked there. And then on top of that, let's not forget, in the very same episodes, he was once, I'm going to protect gay men and this, that, and the third. But yet when I get into it with Carry On and gaslight him, I'm going to use his sexual orientation against him. And then on top of that, not only that, I'm going to protect gay men and going to fight against this homophobia. But then, however, when push come to shove, when my activism actually gets tested, I'm going to adjust to the room and show more of my masculine side. Even though I'm butch queen down, I'm going to show more of my masculine side in heterosexual spaces. I'm going to fight this homophobia and all the different types of things. But however, I befriend the homophobic motherfucker. And then I get in an interview with Armon Wiggins and say that he wasn't being homophobic. And that was the thing that he said too. He was like, Moolah wasn't being homophobic. I think he was just being ignorant. Even if you're ignorant, that still means you still were being homophobic. Whether it was in ignorance or knowing, it still was homophobic. Like I don't get what his logic was. Like, a lot of people are homophobic because they don't know, but then a lot of people are homophobic because they do know and they still do it.
In other words, Moolah is no longer homophobic because he's not homophobic toward Milan.
Exactly.
who is also a conformist.
Exactly.
Remember that old aftermath pool party sit down he had with the boys about how
Oh
they
yes.
need to become more heterosexual in heterosexual spaces?
Oh yes.
How are you going to health read when Zell Swag had to damn near tie a bungee cord to the back of his foot before he even went into that hole of glory,
Oh my
so that
gosh.
he didn't get lost?
Yes, come on, Hole of Glory.
Niggas have to
Glory
put on
hole.
jetpacks and shit just to be able to find their way out of that pussy. Wide and deep. And you are health reading. I can't tell you how disappointing that is. That he would perpetuate stigma, and he is king LGBT.
But and this is the reason why a lot of things that he say, I feel like he really doesn't care. He just does a lot of stuff for cheap shots, which is another reason why what he
But there's
said. I
so
feel like
many shots, but there's so many shots to take. That's like
no,
it's like mm-hmm.
but that's the thing. That's what I said. Cheap shots. There's a lot of cheap shots. That's the thing. He does nothing but cheap shots, which is the reason why he catches everybody from behind, which is the reason why he always trying to catch people off guard, which is the reason why he always trying to throw a drink, always trying to get the upper hand. He calling people in, his friends, to go fight somebody for him. He always trying to get a cheap shot. He's always trying to bring up somebody's health, even though he's the face of an organization. He's trying to insult people's sexual orientation, but yet on the other hand, he wants to be an activist for sexuality and sexual orientations. But however, at the same breath, he wants people to conform to heterosexual spaces. So are we shocked?
Well, Ebony is correct about one thing, child. According to him, anybody who enters falls in love. I would agree that they fall in.
Oh my God.
For sure. Trade of the Lost Ark type tease, honey. Never to be seen and found again. Fall deep down. Deep, deep, deep in. Health reading. Health reading. And you know what? Anthony ain't no motherfucking better, because that bitch health read back. And I'm just like, both you hoes are tired assholes. Both. How are you going to combat a health read with a health read? Thinking that you're calling out a health read. And it's not even like a slip of the tongue. It's like going out of your way to literally weaponize a HIV claim against someone. That is literally fucking trash. That is trash.
Girl.
I wouldn't even have all that much to say about a group of bitches I'm going to see on the reunion and make sure that I whip their ass fuck reading you hoes. I'm going to have an opportunity to stump every last single one of you fucked out assholes. Into the top step of the stage like I want to. Why even? Why even bother? These niggas have a platform to do this with. The drama is enough. The cattiness, the bullshit, the violence, etc. But health reading, that's a whole new fucking low for the sad boys. Very disappointed in Anthony and very disappointed in Christopher. I have friends who have the house in Virginia. And I cannot imagine people out here, just like the baby did, making these type of statements and reinforcing shame in people good, healthy, loving people who having to live alongside the situation. And then wonder why nobody in the community even wants to get tested and know they fucking status. Because motherfuckers already traumatized by the slander of being labeled as this and that. Yet alone having to deal with the repercussions of that actually being your case. Wonder why people don't want to go get tested on both the straight and gay side. Because who needs this? Who needs to be hearing this? Who needs to be feeling like this about themselves? Who?
Yeah.
I feel like this whole situation deserves an entire, and I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to drag to an apocalyptic fucking level. So y'all might as well just get ready. And I'm going to have to feature Miss Anthony too. See, she would have been spared from the dragulations had she took a higher road. But since when Milan went low, she went to hell. I'm going to have to go to the fucking abyss when it comes to the both of them. Because I'm just surprised that something like that could come out of either one of their mouth. And I know that the both of them know people who are living with HIV. One in every, 3 gay men, same gender loving men, whatever the stats are for the heterosexual community. I don't think, nope. Armon didn't. Armon had brought up, he read Anthony's drag to Christopher, and he allowed Christopher to drag Anthony back, but they did not touch on. I was looking for that. I was like, okay, certainly Armon is going to be like, girl, why are you health reading the girls? And how the fuck you gonna health read the girls? And you the whole face of a PrEP campaign, you silly bastard hound in the face ass bitch. Like, how are you going to, where they do that at, girl? Like, we don't do that no more as a community. Like, that shit, it's just, that probably would have been where the buck stopped for me had I been in the interviewing seat, girl. That's when me and Milan just would have had to have an old nasty relapse in our new friendship, girl. I would have had to pull the reverse Uno, girl, take us back 2 hours ago, girl, when shit was horrible between us, girl. We would have had a relapse at that point, girl. Hey, military science, what's going on? God of Raw. God of Raw. Bitch. Girl. The motherfucking interview was interesting. Let me check my notes and make sure I got everything out. I'm coming back with that Dear Milan Christopher video. Know that. Carry on. Hold on. Oh, Reckless.
Yes, ma'am.
Last but not least, what did you think about his commentary on Gutta and Jonathan and Rio, and how Jonathan had spilled the tea about how he had got through the gates, which was Gutta, which we already kind of had knew that, like, that was what the claim was, that Gutta had set it up. Why do you think Gutta did something like that?
He don't mess with Milan like that. Like, I don't like since the beginning he has been shading Milan, and then on top of that, if that's the case, he's shading Milan, and then he loves fanning out over Jonathan. And honestly, I think their personality types, he probably gels more better with Jonathan. Girl, he like F Milan. F Milan. And plus, you on top of you attacked his man.
But why support the attack on Rio?
What you say? What?
Because Milan was upstairs washing his asshole. It was Rio who was outside. So the target literally was Rio. Why would Gutta participate in targeting Rio?
Jonathan.
But he barely knew fucking Jonathan. I mean, he knew who Jonathan was.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see that later. I have no clue. Because the only thing that I can personally think of on top of my dome, because keep in mind I'm trying to work with my memory now, is that I know he really was like really happy to see Jonathan, and he don't really like Milan like that. So now I'm telling him I don't like you, which I ain't gonna like your friend. So fuck that. So I don't know.
This is gonna be some epic shit. Do you think that Jonathan gonna make it to the reunion?
I have no clue. Now the way that he
have that contract written up, ain't no way in the hell that Jonathan getting in the building. He gonna have a Skype. He gonna have to Skype in, girl.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna have to smart TV it in to the reunion, girl. He gonna have a satellite performance, girl.
But I will say this: the way that Jonathan set up, if he needs to, he will be there. I feel like he wants to be there. Now, I feel like the only pushback he just might get is Milan. Now, and which is the crazy thing, because I think Milan is the one that's going to give pushback, but not really Rio. Honestly, I think Rio will be the one to actually at least fight him again if needed. Because even like I said before, I say even when it comes down to Rio and Milan, I give Rio more props because at least he was willing to go out there and fight. Even if he lost all 3 times, he was willing to go out there and fight.
Girl,
so if anything, it's going to be Milan.
I don't give a damn how willing I am. You ain't about to have me looking like I got stampeded by a fucking rhinoceros by the time every altercation is over, girl. The fact that this nigga had to walk away from the bad boy's house, bald-headed, fingerless, armless, girl. It's like too many body parts missing at this point, girl. Was it worth it? Was it worth it, bitch, to get this girl? Like, was it this worth it for you to avenge yourself, girl, that you was willing to walk away this goddamn fatally injured, bitch? I mean, you might as well practically be dead after all that done fucking happened.
Bitch, that bitch came back scalped, bitch.
Girl, that's even worse, girl, because I'm just like, well, I guess at that point, bitch, like, you know what, bitch, I gotta live with these damaged follicles, bitch, for the rest of my life. Oh, I'm fighting your ass every motherfucking time, girl. That's gonna be the only thing that's gonna make me feel better about being bald-headed, bitch, is running up on your motherfucking ass every single goddamn time I see your wide back ass. Yeah. That's too much, though. That's too much. And Jonathan beat that. I want to have a conversation with Rio because I want to know what does it feel like. Because I'd be so curious to know, like, what do these people who have to live with these virtual ass whippings, like, how do you cope with footage like this, just recycling over and over? Like, what do you tell yourself in your, well, yeah, because you know what? That's what I want to say. Milan do get two thumbs up and a snap and a pop and a twirl and a dip for this bitch. He refused bitch, to accept that his friend lost.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them altercated, and that's what a friend should do, bitch. If all I did in the fight that I lost, bitch, was manage to breathe, bitch, you better give me props. So, bitch, my motherfucking friend ain't lost, girl. He was breathing through the altercation, bitch. You better focus on all the positives, bitch. If I get my ass towed up, that's what you better do as my bestie.
Bitch, he was like, no, Rio didn't get beat up. But then, you know, even
if I managed to survive the defibrillator, girl, and get resuscitated, bitch, you better focus on my resuscitation, bitch.
Wait, but here's the thing. Even Milan was like, I mean, even Armon, the Armon and Milan, Jesus. Even Armon had to step out of his had to step out of his interview phase, like his interview's personality, his professional personality. He was like, bitch, no, hold up. He like, no disrespect to Rhea, but he was getting worked. Like, girl, like the nigga came out of him. He was like, bitch, that bitch is getting fucked up. I don't know the hell you talking about. That shit was funny. I was laughing. Yep, especially he didn't help his ass. That shit was so funny. He was like, well, actually, no. Rio was getting worked. Like, let's not try to lie. He was like, he was not getting worked. It's like, okay, girl.
Baby, that Milan is I guess he did have to make up for not helping, but like Milan said, girl, this was supposed to be like an old school Jerry Springer melee, girl. This wasn't supposed to be an actual world star hip hop moment, girl. But that's what I say. Y'all underestimated the violence that Jonathan had woke up with. He told you the night before, girl, that y'all were finishing in the morning. He said when he was leaving to go to the hotel, okay, we'll finish it in the morning, girl.
And I'm not gonna lie, I live for when Jonathan was like, when what's that bitch name? Carry On was like, can you handle the smoke? He was like, bitch, I'm from Texas. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was here for it.
And all things are big in Texas.
Well,
any last words, girl? Because we got to get out of here. I was gonna drop the link, y'all, but I'll just drop the link when we do episode 9's review. Okay, I'll drop the link because I got to get out of here tonight. I got things to do and things to get into, girl. Okay, rather than things to get into me. You know, like in Milan's case, girl. I got to get into some things tonight. Whether there's a thing, it won't be Zell Swag though. Do you have any last words for the review? I think that Armon did a great job. Only thing is, I wish Armon would have remembered, because I think Armon was just trying to like get through the Anthony and Milan back and forth drama. He didn't even kind of focus on the fact that they was health reading the fuck out of each other. But it was a great interview. He did a really great job. Shout out to his a gag order on Jason Lee's show. He did great over there, so big ups to him. He handled himself great. How many lies Christopher Milan told during the interview, girl? We're still tallying up the score, bitch. The scoreboard is still tethering.
Calculating. I'm gonna say this. Armon, he did a wonderful job with the interview. When it comes down to interviews
on Armon's platform, just
I'm
type
say
in
this.
Armon Wiggins and Milan Christopher on YouTube, and it'll come up.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the second video on there, third, I think. But I'm gonna say this: when it came down to interviews, interviewers, but like I don't want to say like journalistic interviewers. I'm talking about like pop culture interview between Candy and him, bitch. Both of them hoes gave me life because they gave pushback. There was a hold up now. You said this now. What? Wait, I want to click. Wait, you said what? Oh, clear this up right here because you most definitely said this. Because bitch, the way that Candy was over there working Benzino ass, that shit was a key. The way that Armon was shading, Armon was shading Milan, that was a key. I was here for it.
Period.
I was here for it.
Period. So shout out to Armon. You guys make sure to follow Armon Wiggins if you're not. We will be Zeus will be dropping episode 9, girl. Jonathan will be finishing, girl, what she started on episode 9. We'll be seeing all the prison melees going on in that damn episode. Thanks for being here with me tonight, Reckless. Can you let the people know where to find you at?
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any more posts from us. So with that being said, my Instagram name is Strictly Reckless. That is Strictly Reckless. Just so you guys know, that is the most effective way to be able to contact me. Let me know some good things, some bad things, some constructive criticism, or just to let me know I'm the dirtiest mother you ever gonna see. But however, with that being said, that's the most effective way to be able to contact me. But however, my YouTube name is Reckless Logic. Reckless Logic, the name that you see on the screen, it has 2 C's. Thank you.
Because he's what, bitch? A hoe.
A bad bitch.
You guys already know where to find me at, girl. Follow me on Instagram at Consciouztv. If you're new here, once again, subscribe. Thank you all for being in the building. We will be back.
I gotta start. I'll be forgetting to do this, girl. My Cash App tag is $rlogic98. I really have to get in the habit of doing that because, girl.
Period. Girl, you might as well include it in your name. That's why I just included like the Consciouztv, my
The tag. That's it.
My tag is my name on whatchamacallit. So you just make everything easy for people. Just keep it the same across all boards, and that makes it practical and accessible to all people. But we want to get out of here, you guys. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Shout out to Friday the 13th, girl. This was a bomb ass Friday the 13th. I love you guys, and I will be seeing you guys later. Peace.